Hi everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to change the appearance of a registration form. Before we jump in, let's take a quick look at the big picture. Running a fully functioning registration form is a simple 5-step process. First, we draft the form content, which is adding all the specific questions and fields you want to ask. Second, we change the form's appearance so it matches your brand's look and feel. Third, we configure email alerts so you get notified from a new buyer. Fourth, we set a submission message to thank them for applying. And finally, we publish the form directly to your storefront. In this video, we are going to focus on step number 2 to change the appearance of this form. So let's get started. First, we need to click right here on the Appearance tab at the top of your settings menu. This is where you design your registration form. Right at the top under the Layout section, you'll see it defaults to a standard look. Let's change that selection to Boxed and notice how it immediately throws a nice, structured container around our form in the live preview. Next, let's talk about spacing and typography. You've got this form width slider up here, and you can adjust this so the form fits perfectly into whatever website layout you're building. Right under that, let's change up the font style. I always recommend clicking through a few of these just to see what fits your brand. And for this tutorial, we are going to select your theme fonts. Then we are going to adjust your font size. Right below that is set to medium. All right, let's add some color. Click on the background color swatch. I'm going to use the color picker to grab a soft, light green for the main body. Then drop down to the heading and text color swatch and pick a nice dark green. We want to make sure there's plenty of contrast so your customers can actually read the buttons. For the input field color, we also change it to the new color to make the label easier to read. Let's also click the button color swatch and adjust it to a dark green for the first button. If you want to see how this is coming together, take a look at your live preview on the right. Go ahead and click the next button inside that preview pane and start to change the color of the second button. Now let's soften things up a bit. Scroll down the left menu until you hit the Input Fields section. We are going to grab the border thickness slider and pull it all the way down to 0 pixels. We want to get rid of that hard outline and create a super sleek, flat look for the text boxes. Then take the border radius slider and bump it up to 9 pixels. This rounds out the corners of the input boxes so they look much friendlier. Then we have to skip over adding individual input shadows for the input field, because adding a shadow to the whole form, the tiny text boxes would make things look cluttered and overwhelming. Let's do the same for the outer container. Move down to the border section and adjust that specific border radius to 15 pixels to smooth out the main form's corners. And you can change the border color swatch right here and give it a bright, vibrant blue outline. Finally, scroll down to the shadow section. This is where we make the form literally pop off the page. Leave the offset X at 4 pixels and grab the offset Y slider and drag it to 6 pixels. See how that pushes the shadow to the left side and lifts the form up? To make it look natural, adjust the blur slider to 0 pixels and bring the opacity slider way down to 64%. After that, click the shadow's color swatch and change it from stark black to a dark green color. We're almost done here, and we need to scroll back up just a tiny bit to the input field color and change that from pure white to a light gray. This helps those specific entry boxes stand out against our light green background, so users know exactly where to type. And there you have it, a fully customized and professional registration form. I'll see you in the next video where we'll set up email alerts to notify you whenever a new buyer applies.